Welcome to DIY's Home Hacks and Easy Cooking. Today I will be making a stunning chandelier out of this old autumn wreath that I have. It was outside in the weather for a couple of years, so it was getting a little faded, but it's still perfectly good to use. So the first thing I did is I took some of the florals and just sort of tried to wrap them a little bit up over the back side of the wreath. As you can see, the wreath is face down. And then I am cutting 3 equal lengths of jute twine. And if you want to make one of these for outdoors, I would suggest using a small chain. But once I have those cut, I'm going to be tying all 3 of these onto the wreath. And this is what I'll be hanging this wreath from the ceiling. Once I have all 3 of these tied on, then I'm going to bring them together and I will be tying them in a knotted loop at the top, and that will be my hanger. And here I'm just gluing on a couple of flowers that fell off. Here I have some berry picks, and these are fairly large berries, as you can see. And what I'm doing is I am going to be bending these into a hook shape, and I will be hanging them from the wreath form. So these will actually cascade from the wreath when it's hanging up. And here I'm just adjusting the leaves and cutting these into individual picks. Once I have these all cut, I'm just going to go through and bend each one of these into a hook shape. That way it's already done and I can just grab them and attach them to my wreath form. In a couple of minutes you will see me hanging this up, but please stick around till the end because the first time I hang this up is not going to be the final product. I will be adding more florals and fairy lights after it's hung. And here I'm just going around the wreath and just figuring out where I think these will look best and scattering them and hanging them from the wreath form. Once I'm done with that, I just had some extra sprigs of greenery, and I'm just going to figure out where I want to tuck these in. These I will be hot gluing in, but only the stems, because once this is hanging, then these will cascade just a little bit as well. These little pieces of greenery, really freshened this up, considering it was a little bit faded from being outdoors. So now what I'm doing is I'm figuring out where I want to hang it, because I'm hanging it over my coffee table, and I just have medium-sized hook that I am screwing into the ceiling. And once I have that in, I will be hanging this up, and in a minute I'll be adding some more florals and fairy lights to this. So these are some florals that I actually had last year that I used on the centerpiece for my kitchen table. I think I used it 2 years in a row, but these florals I bought for it last year, and that way I didn't have to buy any extra florals. Everything that I'm using here today are supplies that I already had from previous projects. Oh, but if you do need to buy any florals for your fall decor, right now the Dollar Tree has some really pretty fall florals. And these I'm just bending and laying on top of the wreath. And then a little later I did go in and I added a couple of just individual leaves here and there where there was some spots that were just kind of a little bit bald, and I wanted to fill those in. And here I actually fell off the chair. I am okay. As you can see, I got up, but be careful. And my PSA for you is to invest in a step stool with a handrail on it, especially if you're middle-aged or you're off balance sometimes. So anyways, back to the chandelier. Here I just have some little fairy lights, and these come with a little battery in them, and you just switch them on, and I am putting 2 of these on here. But make sure that the little part that has the switch, if you're using multiple strings, make sure that you hide those together in your decor. That way you don't have to hunt around for each one. And I did go back and I took my 2 little switches and I actually put them together using a command strip. That way when I grab one, I grab both of them at the same time to turn them on. And I did one string around one direction, and the other string I'm going the other direction, and I'm kind of filling in around the top. This way I have 2 layers of lights. And here it is. Isn't it gorgeous? I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope this inspires you to make some fall decor. I just love the fall season. Have a blessed day, and please come back and see me. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you so much.